Right. I just thought it's quite appropriate because the topic for this evening, topic for this evening is something's missing. Or what's missing?
What's missing?
More people. That's what's missing. Never mind. It's right. It is what it is. Right. Well, we'll start with a sitting exercise, and then we'll decide what's missing above and beyond a few people. Okay. So have a little look around. See what you can see in this moment. And then when you've had a look around, you can close your eyes and bring your awareness to what you can feel. So begin at the top and become aware of your head. Moving down, aware of your neck, your shoulders. Just releasing out any tension that may be there as you become aware of them. Become aware of the spine, gravity pulling down through the spine, down into your bottom pressing into the seat. Aware of your legs, pressure against the back of your thighs, bend at the knee, down to your feet in contact with the floor. And become aware of your clothes against your skin. And aware of the movement of air on your hands, on your face. Take a breath through the nose and shift your awareness to your sense of smell. And then taste, aware of the taste that's in your mouth in this moment. And then finally turn the awareness to listening. Just allow sound to happen. If the mind wanders, just bring it back to listening. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes. Okay, so what's missing? I've spoken in the past about I don't. You may or may not have heard me say about when I was studying art when I was younger. I remember one particular life drawing class that we had, and the focus of it was to draw the space, not to draw the figure, but to draw the space. So if the figure had its arm like that, we don't draw the arm, we draw this space in between. And the whole exercise was in composing the drawing of the figure, purely looking at the space around it and what wasn't there in order to determine what was there. And I have in the past made or compared that to the breath. And in particular, when we do our breathing exercise, there's an element to it where we focus on the pause between breath, when everything's still, when there is that space, when there's that nothingness, and how focusing on the stillness and the nothingness that is the pause between breaths actually enables you to connect with your being, connect with being alive. And the fact how similar that is to sort of looking at the emptiness, looking at the nothingness, the space around things in order to determine what's there. So there's a huge amount of benefit that can be had from being aware of the space, being aware of what isn't there. And I was thinking about that this week, and then I also thought of the flip side of it, and the danger of focusing on what you haven't what you haven't got, and the tendency that people have to feel that they need to fill the void or have more. You know, I'll be happy if I have more money, I'll be happy if I have a better job, if I can acquire more, if I have more, then I'll be happy. And that, you know, is in the complete antithesis of that connecting with the nothingness, connecting with the breath. And one of the things that prompted me to think about that was that I read a quote from a gentleman called Alan Watts. I don't know if you've heard of Alan Watts. He was a writer, philosopher, academic who mainly practiced in the 60s. And he was obviously he was English. He was a Western philosopher. He spent a lot of time in America, teaching in America. But he was particularly interested in Eastern philosophies and translated a lot of Buddhist texts and things like that into English, and did a lot of wrote a lot about the present moment, mindfulness as we understand it. I wrote the quote down just so that I don't get it wrong. And one of the things he said was, what happens if you know that there is nothing you can do to be better? If you can actually accept the fact that the you that you are now is as good as it gets, that there is nothing you need to add, there is nothing that you need to learn, there is nothing you need to acquire in order to be a better person. And he goes on to say that there's an enormous relief that you can get from that. If you can adopt that mindset, the relief that comes from it, and then you become freed from being out to improve yourself. That constant drive to think, oh, I've got to be better at this, I've got to be a better person, I've got to have this, I've got to acquire that. You can just become freed from all of that. And what he finishes off by saying that then your own nature will take over. So when you can accept that, there is nothing more that you need. Focus on almost the space within yourself, and know that that is all that there needs to be for you to be totally who you are, an absolute and complete being, then you can be completely free from that drive to want to.
Just even thinking about that made me smile inside, you know.
It's isolating.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, and it is.
Yeah,
it is just, and it's that first bit when he says,
it is the first bit.
what happens if you know that there is nothing you can do to be better?
There's a kind of okayness to that, isn't it? It is. It's all right.
And that, you're absolutely right. It is that okayness. It's okay to not want to be any better than you are now. To just accept who you are and be okay with that. And I suppose that resonates with things that I've hoped to get across to people within the group offering, that it's okay to feel the way you feel, it's okay to feel frustrated, or it's okay to feel sad about things, it's okay to get angry, as long as you're aware of it, but also freeing yourself from constantly having to say, I must try not to get frustrated. So it's okay.
Also, as well, with the something I've been trying to do recently, not always successfully, is just to appreciate what you've got, because then you don't constantly strive for the next thing. You're like, I've got that. Just stop and appreciate what you've got. I know it sounds a bit corny, but
no, you're right.
But with everything,
you're right.
Everything that we have and got enough.
Well, there's somebody I know, and they seem to be perpetually disappointed. Oh, I missed out on that. Oh, I missed out on this. Oh, I'm so disappointed about that. I'm gutted that this didn't happen. I'm gutted that didn't happen. And I just think, one day you're going to look back on your life, and all there's going to be is just this huge trail of disappointment.
Yeah.
Is that
is
that how you want to live your life? Being perpetually disappointed, or actually appreciative of the fact that you are who you are, and there is nothing that you need to do in order to make that person better. And that's what mindfulness is about. Mindfulness is not about making you a better person. It's just about enabling you to accept that perfect person that you are in this moment, and enjoy it, and enjoy life, and enjoy what you've got. Definitely. I think there's possibly a bit of a mindfulness can sometimes fall into that category of self-improvement.
Yeah, well, when you start it, you kind of think, I think come to realise that.
And it does. When you go into a bookshop, it's the mindfulness stuff often sits alongside all the self-help stuff.
It's grown, doesn't it?
There's huge amounts of it.
Mindfulness for busy people.
Although I did see the Ladybird book of mindfulness.
Well, I haven't seen that.
Which it's tongue in cheek. It's very tongue in cheek, as is that whole series that they've done, which is looking at very middle class modern day problems, and they've put mindfulness into that, and it's great because it amplifies that kind of thing that you're talking about, the mindfulness for busy people, the self-improvement side of it, that people going, I've joined mindfulness class, not because they're genuinely interested in mindfulness, but because they think it gives them some kind of cool factor or kudos or something, and some of the stuff that's in there is fantastic. I would certainly encourage people to read that, just to get the flip side of it. Because it does shine a light on actually what mindfulness is, even though it doesn't say it in the book. It certainly exposes those misconceptions. It's funny. But there's loads of stuff.
I know, it was kind of like when I first joined a group, it was, you're doing what? You're going to what? And oh, I read something about mindfulness in the Guardian. Oh, it's acceptable.
Well, that's it. We've got Ruby Wax now going
Oh,
around
I haven't, right, okay. I haven't
talking
done
about it left, right, and centre.
Oh, okay.
She's done her masters in it and all that kind of stuff. So, and she's a massive evangelist for it, which is great.
Yeah,
which is
yeah,
good.
it is. I didn't know that.
Somebody like that, because she struggled with depression,
Oh, is that right?
mental health type things. And so she swears that it has helped her enormously.
Right.
In fact, I know she's one of the patrons for the Oxford Mindfulness Centre, which is they're the people that they do a load of stuff in schools and they've got a load of stuff going on at Oxford Uni. She's one of their patrons. So yeah, it is massively becoming so much more acceptable.
Yes, that's frowned upon.
Yes. Yes. But, I don't know how I don't know how pure it's... Is pure the right word? I'm slightly sceptical. I've looked at numerous books. I'll be in the bookshop at the train station and I'll pick one up to flip through it and then I'll throw it down. It's like, what a load of old nonsense. That's not an exercise in mindfulness, that's an exercise in daydreaming.
Right, yeah.
Who's written this twaddle? So sometimes I am slightly, because publishing is a money-making exercise, and you worry sometimes that people are jumping on the bandwagon.
I'm sure there is
When I release my book, it won't be.
With the DVD.
with DVD and the stadium tour, book signings across the globe, T-shirts, everything, all for sale. It won't just be a cash cow. It'll come from an authentic place of mindfulness and a desire to genuinely help people and allow them to accept that there is nothing they need to do to make themselves better, apart from buy my book and a T-shirt.
That will make it so much better.
Right, let's breathe. We'll breathe, and then I can go back home and go to bed. Not that I'm trying to get rid of you or anything, God forbid. Okay. So you may close your eyes if you wish and bring your awareness to your breath, focusing on the nostrils and aware of the air entering and leaving the body. And you can bring to mind a triangle, and the in-breath starts at the bottom left-hand corner. As you breathe in, it goes up that left-hand side to the top, and then you breathe out, and then it descends down to the bottom right-hand corner, and then the pause is that line along the bottom. So for the next few breaths, just allow your breath to trace a path around the triangle. Starting at the bottom left and breathing in and going to the top. Breathing out and down to the bottom right. And the pause as you travel along the bottom. Few breaths as I invite the bowl to sound, just be aware of the breath tracing the perimeter of that triangle. be aware of that triangle beginning to take on a particular colour. Maybe it starts to glow with a particular colour. Probably starting at the bottom during that pause. Just allow yourself to be aware of that colour, and as you trace the path around the triangle with your breath, aware of the colour moving around the triangle. And as you move along that line at the bottom in the pause between breaths, just be aware of the stillness. Aware of the fact that in that moment you are just pure being, just pure awareness. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
My triangle went a purpley colour, just out of interest.
Funny enough, so did mine.
Was yours purple?
Yeah. It went between purple and green for some reason.
Yeah.
Green and yellow was on.
Mine went a bit greeny, sort of aquamarine type green. We were on the same wavelength. Was yours greeny?
Mine was kind of green and yellow. It started off
Green and yellow.
purple when we first started, and then I just went green and yellow.
Okay. Interesting.
My mind wandered a bit as well. So I had to keep
That's okay. But that doesn't matter. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
no, I know.
That's the practice.
Yeah.
You can wander a million times as long as you keep bringing it back. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.